Welcome back to the Mom Nurse Fashionista. Ooh, ooh. We are getting started on this thing. Okay, let me fix everything up. Sorry about the lighting. I have to be in a different area, so it's like the lighting may be off a little bit. But how are y'all doing? Welcome back. My name is Lorna. I'm an LPN of 10 years. I'm also a career coach where I help you find the best job that you deserve and desire, okay? Whether you are burned out, whether you are burned out, overworked, underpaid, I'm here for you. It don't matter if you're a mama, a teacher, a husband, a wife, whatever is your field, I'm here for you. I generally help nurses, but I'm also helping everybody that need to get a better job, okay? So today, I decided to come on here because I have some up-to-date jobs. Well, I actually have a dope remote job that I came across. I do offer job listings. So if you're interested in employment listings specifically for you, like if you're looking for night hours or day hours or 12s or 8 hours, or you looking to work from home, are you looking to work non-bedside, or you just want you want to get in a different type of field, want to transition from your career, I will come up with a personalized job listing for you, okay? You can email me. I'll leave my link below, the email below, but my email is lbcareercoaching@gmail.com. Y'all have to excuse me. I'm a little stuffy because this pollen not playing, and I guess I'm getting older. So the older I get, I have more like different things going on. But anywho, so today I wanted to talk about a few things. So I also revamp resumes, if you don't know. So say you don't have an issue with finding jobs for yourself, but you actually have an issue with getting the interview. So you submit your application. Really, people don't do applications as much anymore. They do resumes. So say you submit your resume, right? But you're not getting no calls back. And you're like, well, hold up. Like, I have all these years experience because that happened to me back in 2016. I was applying out the butt for jobs, but at that time, it wasn't just meant to be, right? So then fast forward to 2019, I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go back to school. Let me get a part-time job. I was working an 8-hour shift job every day doing telehealth. And I was like, okay, that means I need to get me a job that would let me go to school, take care of the girls, and then also, work or whatever. So anyway, I had started applying to jobs, and by 2019, I had been a nurse for a good minute, but I wasn't getting no calls, and I said something is wrong. So I looked at my resume, and y'all know how Indeed resumes do. You know, you put all your information in the system, even if you use any other job search engine, right? And then it's like, hold up, like it just look a whole hot mess. It's when you print it off, it's like 5 pages, especially if you've been a nurse for a while. And so I said, I need to fix my resume. So I did that, and no lie, I started getting back so many calls, y'all. And I was actually revamping my resume because I was trying to get this other job, and I was like, okay, maybe I need to word my resume differently because it's just so, I don't know, it just wasn't in detail. I don't need to, as nurses, we do not need to put on there that we did vitals and temp and all that. That they know what a nurse do. What you need to do, you need to specify what you did at that job, the job description. And I'm not talking about copying and pasting the job description, because I get some clients where their resumes are like that, or it'll be very vague. And so I know what you did because we had a coaching call, we had a free call where I do free 15-minute calls, and we talked about the different types of jobs you did. But the people don't know that. These employers don't know that. They don't know you. Your resume is the first thing that they see to get to know you and know what kind of work you do and know how much of a boss you are in your nursing career or in your career period. So my first tip is to make sure that your resume is outlined right. And that's what I do. But I always tell people you could go back and look over your resume and outline it right. If you have worked at different jobs as a nursing home. So I see a lot of, because I'm an LPN as well. So I see a lot of LPNs that work different nursing homes, right? But had the same job title. You don't need to put like all those jobs and listing the same thing you did over and over again. Just put that job title, put the different nursing homes in the years, and then put what you did, right? So that's another tip. I'm trying to give y'all these tips because in order to get a job, the databases are going to take your resume and they're going to put your resume through. And if your resume does not have the information that they need, or if your resume don't have the keywords that they're looking for, which I have other videos on top keywords that these jobs are looking for, on key terms that these databases are looking for, they don't have time to go through 100 plus nurses' resumes. So what they do is they actually put it through a database, and the database will pick up the keywords. So like if you're looking for a case management job, you never ever did case management, you probably wouldn't even have case management on your resume. So that right there, that resume, they're not even going to pull that resume. And the people that's pulling them, the database will pick it up, and then the recruiters are pulling them. The recruiters are going to call you, or they're going to go through the resume, and then they're going to send it to the hiring manager. So things are so different, y'all, in 2022 versus 2019. Like when I was looking for a job back in 2019, like things are so different, and from 2016 or back in the day. So if you've been a nurse for a good while, or if you've been in your career for a good while and you haven't updated your resume for years, or over a year, I feel like you need to do these things. Like you need to go back through your resume and you need to look at it, and you need to say, okay, well, yeah, they know I did blood pressure. Okay, yeah, they know I did that. That's common sense. But what makes you stand out from the rest of the other applicants, right? What make you stand out, and why should they pick you? That's basically what your resume is for. Your resume, your resume is to help you stand out away from all the other applicants. That's what you have to think about. So in order to even apply, before you even get an interview, you need to make sure your resume is on point. Another thing I see too is that the job descriptions on the resumes, I spoke about them being vague, but they don't go into detail. They don't need to go too much into detail. So I'll say telehealth. When I did telehealth, right, we all know what telehealth is. That's basically monitoring my patients via a database on a computer. They know what that is. But I didn't talk to them about how I went out to the patients' homes and I set their equipment up, right? I didn't talk about how I actually went with the marketers into the doctor's offices and I did marketing, like I did nurse marketing. Another thing, I didn't talk about how I would actually go into the database and I would look at the different biometrics. Like I would look at the different graphs. I would compare, okay, my patient blood pressure this week was there and my blood pressure this week last week is here. Like I would compare and I would send that information over to the doctor. Like a telehealth nurse basically does the same thing, but your position may be different from Johnny if he worked for this place. Like I work for that company, so my position was a little different from Johnny. So I need to make sure I explain that fully in my resume. And I didn't give like a whole lot of information. I also did for that when I was a telehealth nurse, they were getting short on nurses, right? So their census was going up and they wasn't able to find nurses fast enough to hire them. So I told them, hey, I go out and do field nurse for y'all. I used to be a field nurse. So I also did field nurse work. So I included that with my position under telehealth because I need them to understand I wasn't a field nurse just at this home health agency. I was a field nurse at that home health agency as well. So make sure you are elaborating, like you are really going into detail on your resumes, because being very vague and just putting like little simple information like that's like, it's basically common sense stuff, y'all. I'm just going to be real. Like it's just common sense stuff that they already know that nurses do. You need to put on there, well, what make you stand out? Why should we hire you to be, I get a lot of people wanting to be a medical review nurse, right? So we all review charts, but why should they pick you? Okay, do you have experience in peds? Do you have experience with GYN with women? Because in HEDIS, medical review nursing, they're looking at cervical cancer screening. So they want to see when the member, I have to remember with insurance companies, it's called members. So with members, they want to see when was the last time that Jane Doe got her cervical cancer screening, which is her pap smears, right? And they want to make sure that you understand, which as women, we know what a pap smear is. That's kind of common sense, but still they want to see like why you should stand out. Why should we hire you? If you have home health experience and they looking for a medical case review, which I came across a position yesterday looking up for my client, they had a remote medical case reviewer, but it was specifically for home health. So they was looking for someone with home health experience that could abstract charts, okay, and go into the chart and look at the information and pull out the key stuff that they needed and put it into the database, right? That's very simple. But if you don't have a background knowledge of home health, it's some things that you may not understand. So when I was a telehealth nurse, I worked in the office. So I was able to learn a lot of things, y'all, about admissions and insurance. So guess what I did? I put that on my resume, right? So it's stuff like that. Like you have to think about, like, go back through your positions. And I know it's hard, especially if you work a lot of places, but go back through and think about the different things, like the extra things that you did as a nurse. You know, if you was a charge nurse, guess what? You have supervisor skills, okay? You have management skills. A lot of people are looking for people with management skills. So even though you probably wasn't a director, or you wasn't, y'all, what's the other word? So like, if you wasn't a director, you was a charge nurse, you was over the floor. That's major. So you should make sure that you're letting them know you have leadership skills. Okay. So it's little things like that that I noticed with resumes that I said I have got to come on here and do. Make sure that you do put BLS. A lot of people don't have a basic life support certification. Make sure you add that stuff to it. If you have your compact license, make sure you add compact, because a lot of remote jobs, I know a lot of people want remote jobs. That's very popular now. So with remote jobs, a lot of people, you can live here in Florida, but it may be a New York agency that's looking for you, but you have to have a compact license. So make sure if you have one. If you don't, you should get one. That'll be good, but it's okay if you don't have one. But if you do, make sure you're adding that to your resume. Do y'all have any questions for those that's on here? And make sure y'all leave me a like, child, so so other people know they like these videos, and I know y'all like these videos, and then I put more up. But that's like those are like some of the top things that I see when it comes to like resumes. And a lot of resumes, they're just not being elaborate. Like, actually, like, listen, these people don't know who you are, so you have to let them know. You have experience. And I always say start everything off with confidence. I did a video on that, like starting stuff out on confidence, just filling out the application, applying to these jobs, and knowing that, hey, I've been a nurse for this amount of years, and I'm gonna get this job. When they call you to do a phone interview, make sure you have your resume right there in front of you, so that you can read off the different things that you did that would pertain to that job. And you talk to them with confidence, so they can hear that, okay, I like her. She may not have too much experience, but I like her personality. I like her energy, because people can feel your energy just over the phone, right? And so make sure too, when you do get the interview, and say it's a virtual interview, that you're still professional, the same way you would be when you go into these interviews. I find out a lot of jobs are like, oh my God, Johnny did not dress up for the interview. And I'm like, what? Yeah, they come in here and they just very unprofessional. What? Like, it's an interview. It don't matter if it's virtual. Like, you still need to dress. So that's just some extra info I wanted to give y'all, other than the resume information. Now, the job that I came across is so dope, and it's so different. I seen this in my daughter's doctor's office as well. Nurses can now do ear piercing. Have y'all seen that? I have never seen that before. But at any rate, you can now do ear piercing. So I know a lot of people don't just look for nurse remote jobs. A lot of people are looking for non-bedside jobs. So say you're looking for a non-bedside job, you tired, you're on your feet all the time. You can do that. I mean, you may be on your feet doing that, but I know it's nothing like having like 5 patients, depending on where you're working, up to 30 patients. You know what I'm saying? So excuse me, up to 30 patients. So I suggest, like, when you're looking for a job too, you can always put in non-bedside jobs, or you can always go to my last videos. I just did an updated video on non-bedside jobs maybe like a month ago, maybe like the beginning of January sometime. I did non-bedside jobs. It's a lot of non-bedside jobs out there, and for the most part, they're Monday through Friday, and they're 8 to 5 jobs. Okay. Do y'all have any questions? I'm trying to think of everything. I didn't write no notes down, and so y'all know me and my mind sometimes. But yeah, I just wanted to come on here and talk about like different resume do's and don'ts, because those are just simple things, y'all. And try, and also it's okay, like, if you've been a nurse for a long time, so it may go up to 3 pages, that's okay. But try to I'm trying to think of the word, but I always try to make everything like come together on the resume. So if you have like 4 pages, one lady's on, I will never forget her. She was my very first resume I did. And she had worked a lot of jobs as a charge nurse, but she worked at a lot of different nursing homes, and it was like all of the same type of job description. So I literally just put it all together. It doesn't need to be separate, because just think, if you're a hiring manager and you busy as heck, and you got to look and read through all that stuff. Also, make sure at the beginning of your resume, even have something like a description saying like what you did. It's something kind of like a cover letter, just saying what you did, how many years experience you have. Please, y'all, if y'all are bilingual, and bilingual doesn't mean just speaking Spanish. I have so many nurses I work with that speak 2 and 3 and 4 languages. Like, please put that on there, because I'm coming across a game full of bilingual nursing remote jobs that need Spanish speaking nurses. So if you know anybody that speaks Spanish, please let them know. I came across another language yesterday. It was I can't even remember, y'all, but Cambonese. It was something like that. I don't know, but like I come across a lot of positions, y'all, that are looking for people that speak more than one language. Hey girl, hey, thank you for coming on. So make sure y'all, please make sure y'all are, when y'all are doing y'all resumes, y'all put everything on there that'll make you stand out from the next person, because both of y'all may have experience, but what if you're the one that speak the language that they need? And so they will hire you over that person. So please make sure, if you know anybody that speak more than one language, or if you do, add that to your resume. Hola, good morning. Well, it's hey Lana. Well, it's afternoon over here. But yeah, so make sure y'all are adding that to y'all resume. I'm trying to think of some other little stuff that I see, but that's basically it. What I was talking about, like if you have a very long resume and you've done the same type of skill, same type of job. Also make sure you selling yourself. That's basically what your resume is for, okay? To sell yourself so you can get this job and make this money and take care of you and your family and pay these bills and save and stuff. So that's basically like the tips that I wanted to come on here and say. If y'all have any if y'all have any video suggestions, let me know. You can leave a comment down below. You can always email me. You can always inbox me on Instagram, on my LB Career Coaching page, on my Mom Nurse Fashionista page. You can email me. You can, if you're in the LPNs only, you can put a question on there on the Facebook page in the LPNs only Facebook group. But just let me know, because y'all know if I don't answer you back in 24 hours, I will get back to you the next day. It be so much going on, y'all. I'm trying to balance all this. It ain't easy at all. I'll be glad when I get to the point when I can get me an assistant or an intern or something. But I'm blessed, and I'm not complaining at all, because God is good. This is what I asked for back in 2020 when I was sick. So God answers prayers. And also, I want to come on here and tell y'all, if y'all are applying to the jobs, there are a lot of jobs out there, but I think it's because a lot of us are tired and burned out and ready to get off our feet. And so it's very, very competitive. It's LPNs only, on Facebook. LPNS only. That's the name of the Facebook group. But it's so competitive because so many nurses are tired. If you are reaching retirement and you tired and you've been working as a nurse for a long time, email me so I can help you, and we can do some coaching, or we can do, revamp your resume, or I can give you a job listing so you can get off your feet, child. But it is it's really competitive out there, especially depending on what city or what state. You're welcome. What state you live in, but it's very competitive. So trust the process, y'all. I'm telling you, just be patient. I did a video also talking about it was like a little story. I put it on my stories, but it was talking about when I first did HEDIS. Y'all know I did HEDIS in 2020, but I had applied for HEDIS like in 2017, and I didn't know what the heck HEDIS was. I looked it up, but it wasn't a lot of videos back then in 2017, and I didn't get the job. I sucked I did not do good on the interview. I didn't even know what the heck she was talking about in the interview. And then the recruiter called me back in 2020. Well, in 2019, he called me back, and then he was like, dang, you done did. He was like, oh, we found your updated resume in a database, and you done did telehealth. You done worked as a clinical coordinator. You have a lot of experience and all. And I aced the interview. I did very good on the interview. So sometimes, I'm not saying it's going to take y'all years to find something, but sometimes, a job you're applying for, it may not be that job, may not be for you at the time. A better job may be coming along. So just stay patient and prayerful, y'all. What we want may not always be our plan. As y'all know, I always talk about that. So anyway, I'm so happy to be back on here. I'm going to try to do videos. I be doing my shorts and stuff, but I'm trying to do actually videos where we could talk and I can give y'all information. I'll be giving y'all more interviewing tips. That's going to be my next one. Actual interviewing tips. Please go in these interviews with confidence. I don't even care. Don't let your nerves get the best of you. Don't let your nerves get the best of you. You being a nurse, listen, you done sat here and we done struggled and we done cried in nursing school and all that studying, all them failed tests, because I had me some failed tests, okay? And we passed them boards, okay? And so you didn't come this far for nothing. So don't let no little interview intimidate you, because you done did the hard work. how do you negotiate salary? So the way I negotiate salary is a lot of times jobs I apply for have a good salary, but I have come across some and I asked them how do a lot of jobs, they base it off of experience. So if I'm applying for a job and I don't have much experience in it, then I may can't negotiate it that way. But I basically just tell people what I want. I'm just gonna be honest, y'all. I mean, you just can't sit around here. You have, especially if you had an experience. How long you been a nurse? So like, if you've been a nurse, like I get a lot of people I get new grad nurses, which is hard to do remote work as a new grad because they just looking at you don't have much experience. But I get a lot of nurses I get a lot of seasoned nurses. And I feel like if you're a seasoned nurse, you better go in there and you negotiate and you tell them like, I don't just be outright like raw, like, this is what I want. But I will ask them what's the salary, and then I'll say, well, oh, over 9 years, child, yeah, you deserve your money. So so I'll say, okay, well, based on my experience, la 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 la. I've had to do that in the past, but a lot of times, to be honest, I apply for jobs that are already going to pay me from what I'm worth. I just believe in us getting what we worth. Like we are worth it. Like we put in a lot of freaking sweat and blood and tears, and your feet hurting and your back and your hips, and emotional nursing is emotionally draining. So I feel like all of that experience you got from nursing school and working as a nurse, like that is a lot. Go in there and apply for the jobs that you feel like is worth it. And also go in there and you could just talk to them nice. Because I talked to a lady about that in an interview, and she didn't know what the salary was. And I'm like, well, you gonna find out, because I don't know. We have bills to pay. At the end of the day, they got bills to pay, and they wanna make what they worth. So I believe you should go in there and you should ask for what you're worth for. I do, but be nice about it, of course, and be professional about it. Again, ask them like what's their starting. Do they base their salary off of experience, especially if you've been a nurse for a while? So that's how I feel about a salary type of deal. Again, some people just need a job, and so they'll just apply for whatever. It may not matter, but you know your worth. Okay. Alrighty. I hope that answered your question. Do y'all have any other questions? Y'all make sure y'all join the LPNs only group if you haven't. Also, if you need me, just email me or inbox me on one of my social medias, and I'll put the information down after this video upload. Okay. So y'all have an awesome day. Look at my last video. I was talking about working like a Hebrew slave, because it is what it is. And as nurses, we do work like Hebrew slaves, and I'm tired of working like that. I don't want to do none of that kind of work, y'all. I hurt my back last year, and I'm tired. I'm not finna be. I done gave it to him. I missed my elderly, and I'm kind of a little itty bitty bit Miss Peas. I probably, if I went back into nursing, I'd probably go back into hospice, because hospice wasn't too bad. But I just so. If y'all need me, let me know. Y'all have a wonderful day or night wherever y'all are, if you're watching the replay. And, oh, hold on. It's another question. I've heard recruiters don't like to give the range of ads. Yeah, I don't know. I've talked to a lot. I've talked to a lot of different recruiters. And when recruiters call me, like even when they was calling me for like HEDIS, they'll be like, because recruiters get paid, right? So recruiters they would call me and they'll say, we're looking for a nurse for this position. And I say, oh, okay, well, I'm interested. What's your starting? Because I love my job, but I need to get paid. And they'll say, oh, we started this pay rate. But I never really had anybody say like they didn't know. Let me see. I don't know why they do that, because recruiters do get paid. Like they get paid a commission. So I don't know why they do that. I feel like if you need me, like, you're going to tell me. Like, don't never let nobody intimidate you. Because at the end of the day, like, this, pay for what, get the job. Your worth is everything. So, yes. So, remote jobs do train via Zoom. It depends on the job. So, I know it was another job. It was like remote and field work. So you do like your field work, see your patients, and then you do your remote stuff. Like everything else, paperwork, you do remote because the office wasn't open yet. But training, they was doing like a week of remote training, and then it was doing a week of training out of town. So it depends. But now those are the type of questions to ask. And I do have a video on questions to ask. So when they ask you, hey, do you have any questions? at the end of this interview, like at the end of the interview, do you have any questions? Those are the type of questions to ask. You can ask questions, all type of questions, because for one, it's going to show you're interested. And then for two, you need more clarity. So always ask those questions. But yeah, it just depends on the position. I know, when I started first talking about remote jobs, it was for HEDIS. And HEDIS, they do training via Zoom. I think I don't know, I guess because I'm a type of person that I like to have somebody help me. Like when I first did HEDIS, it was very confusing at first, but that's because we was in training. Even the people that was in HEDIS for years, it was some nurses there. It was like every year HEDIS changed, so it was different for them. So it was a lot of stuff they had to relearn. But for the most part, the managers were freaking awesome and they will help you, so we did do like training, well back then, but back then everything was before the pandemic, so of course we were at the office. But when I found out about HEDIS, once everything started opening back up, they was doing some training on the premises and some was at the home through Zoom or whatever. So it just depends, because a lot of stuff is computer anyway, depending on what agency they're using for HEDIS. And they be based, one lady was based out of Texas. So one time she came here in Jacksonville for training, and then another time she did it actually via PowerPoint through Zoom. So it just depends on the agency actually. But you could definitely ask those kind of questions in the interview. Those are great questions to ask. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, I got y'all questions. So if y'all don't have any other questions, and again, y'all can email me if you need to, but I'm always accessible, So anyway, y'all make sure y'all have a good day or night wherever you are. And remember, no matter your adversities, always look good going through them. And that doesn't mean just the outside, but the inside as well, okay? All right, I love y'all so much. Have a great day. Bye.